Once upon a time, in the Ottoman city of Trabzon, where the Ottoman Empire continued its expansions and consolidated its position as a global power. In the late 15th century AD, a boy was born named Suleiman ibn Selim. The first Suleiman grew up in a royal family. His father was Sultan Selim I Yavuz, who greatly expanded the Ottoman Empire, which provided him with a fertile environment for the growth of his passion for military leadership and administration, and for learning the secrets of governance from an early age. From his childhood, Suleiman was not like his peers. While other children played, he spent long hours learning the arts of combat, horsemanship, and military planning. In addition to studying religious sciences, language, literature, history, astronomy, and law, his keen eyes caught the finest details in politics, and his young mind sought to understand the secrets of leadership and influence. He possessed sharp intelligence, shrewdness, rare courage, generosity, and a profound love for justice, which made him beloved by his teachers and heralded a great future. Suleiman believed that justice was the foundation of kingship, and that power and knowledge were the pillars of the state, and that a true leader possessed military insight and the ability to turn the tide of battle. In addition to the ability to organize the state and enforce the law, therefore he decided that his life would be a journey in the arts of governance, combining military leadership with wise administration, and patronizing science and scholars. In the prime of his youth, the pivotal moment in Suleiman's life arrived. During the reign of his father Selim, Suleiman emerged as a competent military and administrative leader. He governed some provinces, demonstrating high efficiency in managing their affairs. This early experience in governance shaped his character and strengthened his resolve. He realized that governance was a great responsibility and that he had to prepare himself well for it. However, fate had a greater mission in store for Suleiman. In 926 AI 1520 AD, after the death of his father, Suleiman ascended the throne at merely 26 years old. This moment was a crucial turning point in the history of the Ottoman Empire and the world. The Ottoman Empire was at the height of its power, but it needed a leader to continue the conquests and consolidate the state's foundations. Suleiman achieved this, as the Ottoman Empire reached its greatest extent during his reign, becoming an unparalleled global power. Personal qualities of Suleiman the Magnificent: intelligence and shrewdness. He was a military and political genius, capable of understanding complex matters and formulating strategic plans. Justice and fairness. He was known for his profound love of justice, and for this he was titled the Lawgiver because he focused on organizing and enforcing laws. Courage and daring. He was a brave military leader, participating in battles himself and inspiring his soldiers. Love of knowledge and scholars. He revered scholars and brought them close, encouraging research and translation, and he spoke several languages. Piety and devotion. He was known for his piety, his diligence in performing religious duties, and he would pray, fast, and frequently remember God. Love of construction and art. He loved building and developing cities, and ordered the construction of many mosques, schools, hospitals, and bridges, and the arts flourished during his reign. His military and political thought. Suleiman the Magnificent possessed a unique strategic military and political thought. He realized that military power alone was not enough to achieve victories. Precise planning, the use of modern technology, and psychological warfare were also essential. At the same time, he understood that governance was not limited to military control but also included wise administration, economic development, the patronage of science and culture, and the enforcement of law. He believed that a strong state was one that combined military might with economic prosperity, scientific advancement, and social justice. Key milestones in his life and reign. Conquest of Belgrade 1521 AD. This was his first major conquest, opening the way towards Central Europe. Conquest of Rhodes 1522 AD. He expelled the Knights of St. John from the island of Rhodes, securing Ottoman trade routes in the Mediterranean Sea. Battle of Mohacs 1526 AD. He achieved a crushing victory over the Hungarian army, leading to the collapse of the Kingdom of Hungary and opening the way towards Vienna. First Siege of Vienna 1529 AD. Although he could not conquer Vienna, the siege demonstrated the strength of the Ottoman Empire and the reach of its influence into the heart of Europe. Conquests in the East. Suleiman the Magnificent continued his expansions in the East, incorporating Iraq and parts of Persia into the Ottoman Empire, which led to continuous conflicts with the Safavid state. Control of the Mediterranean Sea. During his reign, the Ottoman Empire became a great naval power, controlling most of the Mediterranean Sea thanks to the efforts of commanders like Hayreddin Ossa. The Golden Age of Law. His reign is known as the Golden Age of Ottoman law. Suleiman the Magnificent organized and codified laws, establishing a comprehensive legal system known as the Lawgiver's Code Kanuni, which led to the state's stability and prosperity. Focus on construction and art. His reign witnessed a great flourishing in construction and arts. The great architect Mimar Sinan emerged, who built many magnificent mosques, bridges, and architectural structures. Literature, poetry, and music thrived at his court. Key military and administrative tactics. Long-term strategic planning. He meticulously planned his conquests, preparing for them in every detail. Use of artillery. He relied on heavy artillery in besieging cities and fortresses. Direct leadership. He participated in military campaigns himself, inspiring his soldiers' flexibility and adaptability. He was able to quickly change his plans according to the developments of the battle. Administrative organization. He was known for his keenness to organize the state and enforce laws, and to hold negligent governors accountable. Diplomacy. He was capable of forging alliances and agreements with European powers, such as the alliance with France against the Habsburgs. Human side and famous sayings. Suleiman the Magnificent, despite his greatness, was a human being in every sense of the word. He loved poetry, music, and art. He was known for his humility and his eagerness to listen to the advice of scholars and jurists. It is said that he would pray, fast, and frequently remember God, and he loved solitude and contemplation. He was known for his love for his wife, Hurrem Sultan, and for being a poet who wrote poems under the pen name Muhibi. These aspects show his piety and the depth of his soul. Among his famous sayings, justice is the foundation of kingship. This shows his vision for governance. I am a servant of God, and a sultan over the servants of God. This shows his humility and piety. Do not oppress people, for there is no veil between the prayer of the oppressed and God. This shows his keenness for justice. Suleiman the Magnificent lived a life full of glory, contribution, and state building. He ruled the Ottoman Empire for over 46 years, which is the longest reign in the history of Ottoman sultans. During this time, he transformed it into a great global empire, extending over 3 continents, and becoming an invincible power. He was an example of a leader who combined power, justice, and knowledge, and left a legacy of civilization and progress that is still remembered today. Suleiman the Magnificent died in 974 AI 1566 AD, while on his way to lead a new military campaign to conquer Shagetva in Hungary. The lawgiver departed in body, but his leadership, spirit, and his imprint on the history of Islam and the world remained alive, inspiring generations. His story is the story of a human being who transformed from a young prince into a great sultan who ruled the world. The story of a leader who was never defeated in a decisive battle, and who left a legacy of civilization and progress that is still remembered today. The story of Suleiman the Magnificent teaches us that sincere faith can transform a person and enable them to achieve the impossible, and that determination and perseverance are the keys to achieving victory even in the most difficult circumstances. It reminds us that true leadership lies not in authority alone, but in insight and the ability to inspire people and achieve great goals. Suleiman the Magnificent was a model of the brilliant military and political leader who combined courage and shrewdness, and left an indelible mark on the history of human civilization. Let generations be inspired by the story of this great commander, and let them follow his courage and sincerity, and let them know that true victory is the victory of the spirit over despair, and that knowledge is the light that illuminates the paths of darkness and reveals the secrets of leadership and prosperity.